Hello everyone. In this video, I will share about the diffraction refinement using Mouth software. Okay, first, in the refinement, we have to have aim. For example, I want to refine sodium chloride, the diffraction from sodium chloride to see the lattice parameter of the sodium chloride crystalline structure, which is cubic. And usually we can find the length of the cubic from the X-ray diffraction, and also I want to see the crystalline size of the sodium chloride. So first, after we know the aim, then we have to know the basic concept of X-ray diffraction. And X-ray diffraction, at least we have three important parts. We have to have the correct wave source, in this case X-ray, and also we have the correct sample, and also the third one is the geometry of the detector. It's in the range of the diffraction pattern. And also a little bit about the refinement, that this X-ray diffraction following Bragg equation, there are many variables. For example, the first one is the theta, is the position of the peak of the diffraction pattern, and also there is a d or lattice parameter, and also there is a parameter of the wavelength, and this parameter of the index of diffraction. We will learn about this individual parameter later in the next video. So the most important, that we have to have the correct wave source, correct sample, and the correct detector position. Okay, let's start with the mouth. First, mouth can do many things: diffraction, reflection analysis, fluorescence, but we will focus on the diffraction. And to run the mouth, it's very simple. Just download it from the source. It can be from GitHub directly, or from Google Drive or OneDrive, and then you can run the mouth in Windows operating system. You have to start the file called mouth.bat, and then we can do it now. Okay, to do it, I will start the mouth with this one. You will not see the console, and for the information, I use mouth version 2.994. The version is also important because Professor Luca Lotterotti, who created this software, sometimes makes an update for this software, and sometimes it's not working correctly, let's say, but it's commonly happen. Don't worry. For the simple refinement, it's not like it's not be significant. In For example, if you working with texture material, which I will cover it later, it will be more difficult. Okay, we are going back. Okay, and I just remember that I want to show in mouth that it's good to activate the console, which is important. The errors, sometimes you can see it from this console small window. Okay, now we continue again. So to do the refinement, I will go back following the presentation. We'll start the very basic refinement step using mouth. There are at least 5 steps. but the first one is very important, that we have to set the instrumental parameter for diffraction, for reflection, for fluorescence. We have to set the correct or not the correct but the closest instrumental parameter. How to obtain it? I will make a video later, but shortly it's using standard material. And what is contained in this instrumental parameter? We have to have the diffraction source and wavelength, and also it's contain the instrumental broadening of the peak, asymmetric and Gaussianity, which is important if you want to take the crystallite size value precisely. Without this parameter correctly, you can still get the number, but it has a high error. It's possibly that you can get a high error of the result. Okay, so after you set the instrumental parameter, secondly you open the diffraction data, and also you will import the crystal structure. And this is the crystal structure in zip file, is the easiest way to do it. And also then you will refine the background and the scale factor, and then you will refine the lattice parameters. To do the lattice parameter refinement, I have a little bit shortcut to make it fast, and then you can refine the page shape, and you can play with the step number 4 or 5 couple times to obtain the base parameter. Okay, we are going to the mouth work now. I will switch to mouth. Okay, first we have to set the instrumental parameter. Okay, to do it, first we select the data file set and open the eye icon. Okay, and you will obtain this window, data file set X. It's good idea to start with the edit, and it's good idea to set the instrument name, because later you can save it and open it if you have the same parameter. But in this work, the sodium chloride refinement from X-ray data from the Rigaku Ultima. In this experiment, I have prepared also the Lanthanum, the standard refinement, so I know the instrumental parameter. But now I will just show the instrumental parameter. I will not show how to refine it to obtain this instrumental parameter. I will say it's Rigaku Ultima 4. Okay, and then intensity calibration, there are no modification of the intensity. There are no instrument, maybe there is a instrumental disalignment. It's like maybe sometime your detector can be shifted a little bit, but I will do it later. And also on the geometry of the diffraction is Bragg-Brentano, because this Rigaku Ultima use this setup Bragg-Brentano. And then also the measurement is in the 2 theta and 2 theta. There is also 2 theta or reflectivity, but in this case we only use theta 2 theta. And then the X-ray tube is important, because when I'm doing the refinement, I found out that there is a kappa beta which is not completely eliminated, and this is why I also use the standard material to see to see the wavelength. And to do it, we will select the X-ray source and then press the option, and you will obtain this window. Okay, and then to fill the wavelength, I have prepared the slide, and we can jump to the this refinement. This is for the next video, but I will only use the K alpha 1, K alpha 2, K beta, asymmetric value, Gagliotti value, Gaussian value. So I will go back to mount. Okay. This I will set K alpha 1, and then I will use this wavelength 1.540.562. It's automatically changed, and we will use K alpha 2, and the wavelength is 544.398. And also the weight, this is the peak ratio, and I found that it's around 5.36132. And also we will add the K beta. You can check it, this previous number that we input, and K beta is 1.392218, and with the weight is 0.0, not 0 but 0.0000, I mean 008162812. Okay, and then press OK, and then we will go back to this source, and then detector scintillation, because it's also working neutron. Just choose the scintillation. And then this is on the next important part, and it's also distinguish between every diffractometer is this instrumental broadening, or in this case is Gagliotti formula. Okay, to fill it, first we will fill the asymmetry 111.54833, and also 0.011, and also we have to fill the Gagliotti. The first value is 0.12359.862, and the second is about 0.0011260995, and the third is 0013679856, and also I will fill the Gaussianity, which is 0.09, and the second is 0.017 30902. Okay, only in these three tabs which are important, and you can press OK, and then yeah, I will show this window. What are we are going to do? We can save the instrument. You can store it with this button, store, and you will obtain this and this window, and then I will save it in. Wait a second, this more tutorial, I will save it here. You can keep the name instrument MDB, but usually I put the date 25 of January. Okay, and then just press OK. You will save the parameter in this instrument. Okay, we will not talk more in this area. Now we will go to the data, to the second step, open diffraction data and also import crystal structure. So we will open the data. First, I want to show you the data that is working for mouth. If you have this data, it's mouth works with a lot of data format, txt. It's also work with the image, to two-dimensional diffraction data, but what I will work now is comma separated data. And in mouth, it's very simple to import the CSV comma separated value data. You can do browse, or you can do a drag drop. Just drag and drop. You will obtain this sodium chloride, and also it's good idea to check it in this view window, because if you click the view and it doesn't show anything, not if it doesn't show the correct diffraction data, the common diffraction data, it's mean that there is something wrong with your data file. And then you just press close this window. Okay, we can ignore the other tabs, because in this case we are in the second step to import the data file. And then when you press OK, and you see in the mouth window, you will obtain this diffraction pattern in this window, in this area. Okay, in the next step, we will import the crystal structure. So I will import the sodium chloride C file. It's quite tricky, but basically it's the standard crystallographic file. If you have GCPDS, it's sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult to convert it to this file type CIF. So, but it's possible. So to do it, to import the standard crystal file, we can just drag drop, or we can use this load an object from a zip database file. But again, in this tutorial I will just do drag drop because it's easier. after drop, you will obtain this window to choose the face, because sometimes you can put many faces in one CIF file and choose one, and then it so highlight. If you want to change the name, you can double click on this on this label. I will just change sodium chloride. Okay, then after upload it, we have to see in the what's mouth read from the crystallographic file with this eye again. Select it, and you will see this is the cubic. This is sodium chloride, this chemical formula, and then you have the symmetry. I will discuss it later, and this is related to the sample, and also the space group. You in the refinement, you have to know which space group, because sometimes if you see the similar crystal structure, but you unfortunately you have different space group, and you will have different diffraction pattern. And then one of the important is the cell parameter. It's important to start the diffraction, and we can check from the crystallographic file again. Okay, I will. So for a quick highlight space group, this number is important and related to this space group. And then the other important part is this cell length. It's good starting point, and also the other information you can check more detail, but we will just quick check. It's there is no error in this window, because sometimes it can appear in the triclinic or the other symmetry. And then the other important part, to make a shortcut, to make it easy, we have to choose the this texture to arbitrary texture, which means it will ignore the any texture, and it will be good to start the refinement of the radius parameter. You can press OK. Okay, and then first we will try to refine the background and scale bar. Okay, we will go back to the dataset. Okay, and there is a error in this window. I will just refresh it a little bit. Okay, it's going back. Now we will start the refinement process. Okay, I remember now. We have to open the parameter list, Control L. And we obtain these three table, and then we can expand on the parameter list. This is the complex equation, but to be simple for the beginning, we will fix all parameter, free background and free scale bars, and then we press close. First we have to compute the spectra, and then we start the launch parameter refinement. Okay, in this case you see there is a red line over the black line. This is related to the diffraction. This is the generated diffraction pattern from out, and the black is from the data that we obtained from the diffraction pattern. So in this case, you see, if you check this pattern closely, you can block the zone, left click and select the area. There is a like all the red data, like the peak from the red data shifted on the left. And one of the possibility in this measurement is that the sample is not uh, the height when it's prepared, the sample is not at the correct height, and to refine it, to correct it, we will compensate the position of the diffraction pattern, or in the simple way, it's the sample is too close to the detector, so we can adjust this displacement of z, the height of the sample, and then by adjust it 0.1, it's in millimeter. You can see the number in this menu, sample egg, and then you will see the units. It's in the sample displacement. Yes, the sample displacement, and the unit is in millimeter, similar with this sample dimension. Okay, going back, we will start. You see in the all the peaks shifted to the right side, and three of the peak are now it's stronger. This is also it's good idea to check at the low angle. It's almost correct, 0.9, and in the high angle 110 degree, it's also very close. To do the refinement, you can do it also from this bottom menu. We will select the displacement, and then also we will select the sodium chloride, the lattice parameter of the sodium chloride. In this case, because it's cubic, it's so single value here, A, and we will put in refine. Okay, now we are looking for the lattice parameter. To do the refinement in mode, it's just press this hammer button. Okay, actually there is a parameter when you will finish the refinement, because it's in the arbitrary texture, you will not reach the convergence value faster, or sometimes you cannot obtain it. And then next we will obtain the, because you'll see there is a mismatch between the peak width. We can adjust it by refining the crystalline structure, and to do it we have to open this crystal structure, sodium chloride, and then open the edit it, and then we put the texture to non-texture. It's mean that we assume that all the grain has randomized, and also it has the same grain size. Okay, and then we can also do it here in the microstructure. If you see size strain model, it's isotropic. It's mean that it's assumed that the grain is spherical, or it's in the ball structure, and we can choose the crystalline size in angstrom, right click, and then you can refine. And also we can see the option for refinement from the analysis parameter list. you can expand all, collapse all. We can see from the expand all, and if you see this crystallite size is already in the refine. Press close, and we can start the refinement, and you will see the peak is getting smaller. Okay, you can press many times, and okay, you see this convergent reach. It's mean that it's already reached the convergent of it's already reached uh, the closest between the red pattern and the black pattern. So what we obtain now, we are looking for the lattice parameter and also the crystallite size. You can check it from here. Okay, this is sometimes not updated. It's better to see to update it first from this parameter list. If you open it, expand all, just open it and then close it. It will update the number here, and you will see this sodium chloride, the length of the cell is 5.642186, and we can compare it to the standard crystal file, and in this standard file you will see this is 0.64. This is from our refinement 0.2, and in this diffraction experiment, I'm quite sure that the sensitivity is 2 decimal, like 2 digit behind the comma, so it's technically is the same, 5.64. and then we can also see the crystallite size, which is around 7,000 angstrom. Actually this is rough value, and it's always good idea to start all over again, and then in the end you can save the result with this file menu, and always remember to save as analysis as. Okay, just save. I will recommend to save it with the name sodium chloride and put the date 2025 January. No, is 24th of January. Okay, and you can save it. So this is it. You for the first refinement video, you obtain the cell, the lattice parameter, and also the crystallite size. Thank you for watching. If you have more question, you can discuss it in the comment or send an email, and then see you in the next video. Thank you.